Hello, this is Eric B. Author, and thank you for joining me for episode 3 of Book Talk. Actually, before I get started, let me just say that for some episodes, I am going to have a piece or one piece or another written by, not written, drawn by an artist friend of mine who, he doesn't think he's a great artist, but I think he is. I think he's a very, very talented guy. And he, for whatever reason, does not agree that he's very talented. So, in an effort to show his talent to the world, I'm going to display his art here on this channel from time to time. Not every episode, but from time to time. So look forward to that. Okay, now, why I became an author. When I first started writing, my intention was not to become a published author. I did not dream of becoming a published author when I first became a writer. I originally planned to just get great ideas down on paper. I didn't know what I was going to do with those ideas someday, but I didn't really care. I just wanted to get them down on paper. You get them down on paper first, you figure out what you're going to do with them later. That is the artist mindset. And another thing I did with my writings my writings were also a form of therapy for me. Sometimes I had feelings about something. I didn't feel like that there was anyone to talk to, and I needed a listener, and there wasn't one available at the time. So my pen and paper would be my listener. My pen and paper would be my therapist. And you know what? I have to tell you, I was able to release a lot of feelings through that. Well, years went by, and one day I looked into my room. I as my pieces of paper and notebooks started accumulating as the years went by, I found interesting storage places for them. Some of them I stored in a crate that I kept in the basement. Others I stored in a I stored in a garbage bag. Now, I did not had no intention of throwing these writings away. Let me just emphasize that for a minute. I was not going to throw them away. I put them in a garbage bag and kept them in the room. They were accumulating in that garbage bag. And once my crates and my garbage bags began to fill up, one day I really started to think maybe I ought to do something about this. I realized that I had more than enough material here compiled here to write a book. So that's when I started thinking about I was in my late 20s at the time. I was starting to think, maybe I should think about becoming an author. And so that's pretty much how the idea of me becoming an author first started. But as I sifted through the writings, I realized I made one heck of a mess. None of this stuff was organized. Have you ever seen an artist studio before? Show me an artist studio that's organized. Us artists are a messy lot. We are a messy bunch of people. Our stuff is usually thrown all over the place. If you look through a notebook of my writings, nothing in that notebook went together. Everything, it was, all kinds of ideas. I may have one idea about public transportation. I have another idea about, what it's like to walk down a block on a city street. Another thought of, with that time I saw that homeless guy do that thing. It's just all kinds of thoughts all over the place. So what I needed to do is I needed to figure out exactly what topic I was going to write about. And that way I could get myself organized to write about that topic. And before long, I did get it together, and my first book was born. Thank you for joining me here today. Please come back for more book talk in the near future.